Hello my lovelies, I hope you are all doing amazing. So finally, Pimsleur review time. I finished all 5 levels and oh boy, that was long. So first I'm gonna talk to you guys about how all 5 levels of Pimsleur French course works, and then pros and cons. After that, who should use this course and who should not use this course, and finally some other things that I could not fit in these categories. But there are some important things that you guys should know. First of all, I want to make this clear. I have used all 5 levels of Pimsleur French course, and not all levels are the same. I have seen the Pimsleur reviews before beginning study of French Pimsleur. I have seen its reviews and I realized that many of the reviewers on blog posts and even YouTube, they only use level 1 of Pimsleur and then they made review like it's for entire Pimsleur. So just want to make this clear. I have used all 5 levels and this review is also for all 5 levels and they are not the same. You will see later on in video as I break them down. The second thing you guys should know is that I did not rush through this course. I studied Pimsleur just not because I wanted to make this video. I studied it because I wanted to actually learn French. So I did not rush through this course. I studied it as it was instructed. I did one lesson every single day as they have instructed. You know what, I think I should go into more detail how exactly I studied Pimsleur, because I actually studied it 3 times. So here's how it went. When I was almost new to learning French, I started Pimsleur course and I managed to do level 1 fine. There was like 1 or 2 lessons that I have to repeat the next day, but overall I did it properly. But when I went to level 2, it was just very difficult for me to progress in it. I made so many mistakes. It was very depressing, I guess. It was just not working. I spent more than a month. I think it was like 1 month 15 days, and I couldn't even in 1 month 15 days I couldn't even finish lesson 19 of level 2. So at that point I realized that I'm wasting too much time on it. I was listening to Pimsleur multiple times a day. I was repeating it again even tomorrow, yet still I was not progressing. So at that point Pimsleur failed me and it didn't work. Then 1 year later, after 1 year of French studying, I again did Pimsleur and I started from level 1. And at that time it was actually very easy. I finished level 1, level 2, level 3. I almost didn't learn too much vocabulary because I already had a lot of vocabulary before coming to Pimsleur. There were 1 or 2 words that I learned like in entire all 3 lessons. So there wasn't much. It was easy. But I didn't study level 4 because I did realize that it's not helping me that much, Pimsleur, and speaking was not my priority at that time. So I stopped studying at level 3. 2 years later, 2 years into my studying, I again started Pimsleur. This time in 29 days I finished all 3 levels. I was studying multiple levels a day. I just wanted to kind of like revise it, practice speaking a lot. After that I started level 4 and I did it as instructed, 1 lesson a day. And let me tell you, going from level 3 to level 4, it was a very big jump. The speaking and the things they say, it's quite advanced. And you will see more information about it as later in video. One more thing you guys should keep in mind is that whatever I'm about to say is related to Pimsleur French course. So if you guys are doing like Pimsleur Arabic or Pimsleur Russian, expect some differences between those courses. Pimsleur is an audio course. You are provided with a prompt of how to say this in English, and then you have to guess it, but not just think, you have to say it with your mouth. Then the answer is provided in French. And these French speakers, they are native speakers, so try to mimic their pronunciation. It will really help with your French accent.
Say, yes, I understand French well.
Oui, je comprends bien le français.
For Pimsleur French, there are 5 levels. Each level is more advanced and difficult than the first one. But just keep in mind, you will not find all 5 levels for other languages. French is one of the courses which has 5 levels. When you are doing the Pimsleur courses, they provide minor grammatical and cultural references. and information, but I want to clarify something. Pimsleur is not a grammar course. It's a speaking course. It is supposed to improve your speaking. And if you want to do grammar, you need something like Michelle Thomas or Paul Noble courses. I have also made reviews for those courses too, which you guys can check it out. Pimsleur is for speaking. For grammar course, you need other type of courses. This is not a grammar course. Pimsleur, if you are using the app version of Pimsleur, they have games in it which reinforces your vocabulary. And if you have the CD version, which I had, then it has a reading material and audio also, and it helps with reading French properly. So the version I have used is the CD version. If you go to Pimsleur website and read their marketing material, it kind of gives the impression that level 1 Pimsleur is beginner and level 3 is advanced or intermediate or something. The truth is, from level 1 to level 3 it's basic, and from level 4 and level 5 it's intermediate. So just keep that in mind. From level 1 to level 3 you won't get advanced. They are all basic French courses. When you start Pimsleur, in level 1, the first 10 lessons of level 1, they start with very basic stuff, with very few words, and really focus on how to pronounce things correctly. And I really like this. It's really easy and really gives you a good start of pronouncing French properly. So the first 10 lessons are very easy and the words are very simple. Sentences are very, very short. After lesson 10, things get more complicated. Sentences become more and more longer, and things become more complex. On average, after every 10 lessons, things get more and more complicated. By the time you reach lesson number 23 in level 1, instructions and prompts also begin in French language. In lesson 2 and 3, they introduce longer and longer sentences. And that caused some problems for me. When they would say the English version of the sentence, because the sentence was so long, I began to have problems remembering that entire sentence. So basically they say sentence, there's a pause, and then they give the answer. And when they would say a sentence, I would become busy in remembering what they actually said. And because of that, I would not be able to complete my translation in that pause. And so I came across this issue. You might also experience similar issues while studying after level 2 and when you are studying courses of level 2 and beyond. Another thing is that in level 1, the audio is very, very slow. They speak slowly, but as you progress, the audio also becomes more and more fast. By level 3, it becomes actually quite fast. Let me actually show you.
Mademoiselle, mademoiselle,
Oui, monsieur?
où est la rue Saint-Jacques, s'il vous plaît?
C'est là-bas.
Et le boulevard Saint-Michel?
C'est ici, monsieur.
Bonjour, j'ai réservé une chambre pour aujourd'hui.
À quel nom, s'il vous plaît?
Jackson, Diane Jackson.
Oui, Madame Jackson. Vous avez la chambre numéro 20.
J'ai une voiture, où est-ce que je peux la garer?
In level 4 and 5, I was actually very surprised that audio actually became slower. So there is that, it's quite unexpected. When I was doing level 1, level 2 and level 3, I wasn't learning that much new vocabulary, but even after 2 years of learning French, when I came across level 4 and level 5, I actually learned quite a lot of new words and as well as expressions. So yeah, I was quite surprised by it. There was a minor problem with level 4 and 5. The pauses in audio were shorter, so that resulted in incomplete answers. They would give the answer before I could complete my own answer. When it comes to level 4 and 5, they give you very upper level, at least upper intermediate level of spoken French. And I want to be clear about something. After finishing level 4 and 5, while you will learn a lot of things, you won't be able to speak like that. So unless you can already speak the basics properly, you will not be able to speak the way they speak in level 4 and level 5. So just keep that in mind. I'll be doing level 4 and 5 again when I'm more advanced into French. Right now I can't even speak basic stuff properly. So when I can speak basic stuff in a more fluent manner, I will work on more advanced things, and this level 4 and level 5 I will be using. After this video, when this video is uploaded, another video will be uploaded shortly after it. In this I will demonstrate my speaking ability. I have only used Pimsleur course for speaking. I have not done any other thing. So whatever speaking ability I have, it was from Pimsleur 5 levels. So you will be able to judge more properly how your speaking will be after using all 5 levels of Pimsleur. Alright guys, let's talk about the Costa. So Pimsleur French will really improve your speaking ability. A self-study speaking course, this is the best you can get. I was actually quite surprised. I have never used a self-study course before when it comes to speaking. I mean, for speaking, usually you always have to talk to someone. But as a self-study course, and you want to speak and you want a self-study course, this is the best you will get. There are others too, maybe they are better than this, but so far this is the one I use and I really liked it. So when it comes to speaking ability, Pimsleur works really well as a self-study course, but you should keep something in mind. This is not everything. You want to improve your speaking, you actually need to speak to other people. And if you don't speak, you are gonna, you will come into problems. You will never be fluent again if you don't actually speak. Another really good thing about Pimsleur is that you can use it while doing many other activities. Now it might not be possible to use Pimsleur while doing all types of work, but there are lots of things you can do while at the same time listening to Pimsleur, such as driving, cleaning dishes, cleaning the room, and lots of other things, even while you are on job. With that said, when I was 100% new to French and when I first started Pimsleur, I was not able to do lesson 1 while doing another task. The reason for that is basically I would make a lot of mistakes. I really needed to focus on the audio, otherwise it was not working. But after 1 year later, when I again started from lesson 1, it was then easy. Lesson 1, 2, 3 I did it, and I was able to study while doing other tasks. Same applies for level 4 and 5. 2 years later when I was studying it, I was able to use the course while doing other tasks. Another really good thing that I like about Pimsleur is that it uses native speakers and they speak very accurately, and it really positively impacts your learning process. So native speakers, that's a big plus in my opinion. Another big plus with Pimsleur, the audio is very clean and crystal clear. I really liked it, this part of it. Number 5 would be it has reading material, and when you are using an app, it will give you extra material in the form of games. And if you have CD version, it will give you extra reading material in the form of books, and it also has its own audio. So French is a difficult language when it comes to reading, because the way it's written and the way it's spoken is different. So it really positively impacts the reading process too. Alright, let's go to a negative stuff. One of the biggest cons of Pimsleur is that it's just not for everyone. If you are a complete 100% beginner, then while you will be able to do level 1, but after level 1 things might get very difficult. But if you know a similar language, then maybe you should be able to do more than level 1. Like if you know, let's just say Italian, I believe you should be able to do all 3 levels of French easy. But if you don't even know a similar language, you have never studied French before in school, etc., you are completely new, you are very new, then Pimsleur might not work. It's not a very big beginner friendly course. Level 1 you should be able to do level 1 because it's very simple, but after level 1 it becomes quite difficult. Here's a tip from me. When you start Pimsleur, let's just say you started Pimsleur at the very beginning of your learning because you have to go to France very shortly or whatever reason, then just keep studying. But let's just say you reach level 2 and you realize that you cannot use it further, it became too difficult, you are making too many mistakes, that's fine, stop it. You can go for other methods of speaking, you can hire teachers if you want, you can do other ways. There are lots of other ways to practice speaking. Pimsleur is not the only way. Just don't get disheartened if you are not able to continue after level 1. It is not a complete beginner friendly course, and just know that. So here's my tip when to use Pimsleur. When you are at intermediate A2 level, then you can use Pimsleur. It will, I believe, at this stage it will benefit you the most. Level 1 to level 3, these courses will benefit you the most at intermediate A2 level. And level 4, 5, you can use it later on if you want to. Later on in video, I will tell more about who should use this course and who should not this course. So the second biggest cause is that the lessons are 30 minutes, which might be very long for many, including me. Basically, the way you have to use Pimsleur is that you have to use it for 30 minutes every single day, and you cannot like use 10 minutes and then later on at some point 10 minutes and then some again 10 minutes. You cannot split it. You have to use it at the same time 30 minutes, and that can be too much for everyone. When I was studying Pimsleur, I would lose focus when I was above like 10 minutes. So it was like this 30 minutes might be too much for some people, including me. Actually, not some people, pretty much everyone I talked to, they have said the same thing, that 30 minutes is just too much. They would lose focus. Okay, so third con would be the lessons are actually boring. One of the reasons is that it is very long, 30 minutes, but the other reason is that I did not found any of the topics interesting. I got bored from it, and I'm not the only one with this opinion. Lots of people who have used it, they have said this is a very boring course. In my personal experience, out of all the French courses, audio courses I have done, Pimsleur was the most boring one of them. So there is that problem. But I suggest but here's my tip: do not use it at the very beginning of the language, unless of course you have to go to the country very shortly and you need to start speaking. That's a different story. But if you can wait, when you are at A2 intermediate level, use it at that stage. Then at that point you will be able to use this course while doing other tasks. It will be much easier, and then it will not be as boring as it normally would be. Okay, number 4 would be, do not use Pimsleur as your main learning resource. If you want to improve your French overall, get a basic groundwork, or there are video courses too, or there are teachers that you can hire online. And but Pimsleur, it should not be your main learning resource. You will just not get far. 5 months might look like a long time. That 5 levels, so basically French has 5 levels, and one level takes 1 month to complete. So you might think like 5 months is a lot of time, but you will actually not learn much from 5 months. After 5 months, you will realize that you have wasted a lot of time if you are using Pimsleur as a main resource. Pimsleur should be a side resource. Main resource should be a book or a video course or an actual teacher. Do not use Pimsleur for this as a main resource. Okay, number 5 would be limited vocabulary. Pimsleur might look like a very long course that like 5 months is a long time, but when you use this course, you realize you are revising old stuff a lot and you just haven't learned a lot of vocabulary. So if you want to learn vocabulary, read a lot. Pimsleur should not be used for vocabulary learning. Vocabulary is very limited, and it's not just Pimsleur. I can say this for lots of other audio courses. Other than podcasts, vocabulary, you won't learn much vocabulary from these audio-based courses. Okay, number 6. I think I should have put number 6 at number 1, but you will not be able to speak fluently even after completing all 5 levels. Yeah, this will be a very big surprise, but even after 5 months of using Pimsleur only, if you have used Pimsleur only, let's just say you were also practicing with an actual teacher or doing online, talking with other people online every single day, then your result will be much better. But if you only used Pimsleur, then it will make you start talking, but you will not be fluent in speaking French. Shortly after this video is online, I will upload another video where I will be speaking. So I have only used Pimsleur for speaking practice, so you guys can judge how well Pimsleur have improved my speaking ability. You will not be fluent, but you will be able to talk to French people, and if your expectation is real, then it's fine. But if you think you will be fluent after speaking, I actually thought I would be fluent after completing all 5 levels. I mean, 5 months is a long time. Well, I'm not fluent, so there is that. And you can see that in the video after this, where you will see how well I can speak. So just keep your expectations real. You will not be very fluent in speaking French. So who should use Pimsleur? If you have studied in school and you studied French in school but you cannot speak French well, this is a really good course for you. It's a self-study course and it will get you speaking. So Pimsleur is one of it, but I just want you to know that nothing beats talking to actual French people online. So you will find many French people wanting to improve their English. In that case, if you found one, just talk to them, try to talk to them every day, if not every day, maybe every 3 days, 4 days, at least once a week, but make sure to talk to actual French natives. It will improve your French speaking ability. Second person who should use this French course is that you have self-studied, you have learned French, but you cannot speak. Well, then again, Pimsleur is for you. And but again, I will say nothing beats talking to actual people. But if you want to do courses alone, speaking courses alone, Pimsleur is a great resource. Okay, so who should not use this course? Number 1, complete 100 beginners in French. If you are 100% beginner, you don't know a similar language, then I suggest avoid Pimsleur. Wait until you are intermediate A2 level. After that, you can use Pimsleur. With that said, A1 level is the level 1 of Pimsleur is easy, so maybe you will be able to do level 1, but level 2 and 3 it will just become very difficult. Also, if you know a similar language to French like Spanish, Italian, then I guess French will become much more easier. You guys can check it out. If you have to use Pimsleur immediately, then go ahead, use it. But if you begin to have trouble in having further progress, just stop. You don't need to study Pimsleur further. There are other sources which you can use. Alright, number 2, who should not use it? You want to learn vocabulary. So your goal for listening is to improve your vocabulary. Well, Pimsleur is not a course for that. Your vocabulary will come very little and very slow. You will waste a lot of time. You want an audio based material? Go ahead, get podcasts. There are lots of free ones. Just find something that is appropriate for your level. And the best way to acquire more vocabulary is through reading. Read again and again and again. And this is the fastest way to learn vocabulary. Pimsleur is just not made for vocabulary learning. Its main goal is speaking. If you do vocabulary learning from it, your progress will be very, very slow. Number 3, you want to improve your listening. Well, again, Pimsleur is not the best one for that. You need to listen to podcasts. Again, lots of free ones. Just find something that's appropriate for level. Pimsleur is not the best resource for listening. Number 4, this will be a big surprise. But listen, you want to speak as fast as possible. Well, Pimsleur actually should not be your main resource if you have to really quickly learn speaking. If you only use Pimsleur as a main resource for speaking also, your progress in speaking will be slow. So what should you do if you really want to rapidly practice speaking? Well, let me tell you. Go ahead, use Pimsleur every day, 30 minutes as they have instructed. But with that, get a proper teacher. You can get it on websites like italki. Use it for a few days. Once they give you those important tips regarding speaking, then you can, after a few days, you can find lots of people who are willing to talk to you for free because they want to improve their own language. It can be English or whatever your native language is. They want to learn that. So you can talk to them, and this way both of you guys can exchange their languages. You learn French for them and they learn your language. And this way you try to find people to whom you can talk to every single day. This way you will learn speaking much more quickly, much more rapidly. If you only use Pimsleur, your progress will be very, very slow. Overall speaking, Pimsleur French is a great resource if you want to improve your speaking ability. With that said, even after completing all 5 levels, you will still not be able to speak French fluently. In order to speak fluently, you need to talk to actual real people, actual real French natives. You can do it for free online. Other than that, if you want to use Pimsleur for learning vocabulary or just to improve your listening, then there are other way better courses and resources available. So you can use those for improvement of vocabulary and listening. Pimsleur should be strictly used for improving speaking abilities. If you want to improve other abilities, use other resources. They just work way better. As soon as this video is online, shortly after another video will be online where you will be able to see my speaking skills. I have only used Pimsleur for my speaking practice. So just know one thing right now, that you will not be fluent, but you can watch that video and it will give you more accurate result of how well I can speak. So stay tuned for that. I'll put link to that video in description too when it's online. And one more thing, whatever I said in this video is for Pimsleur French course. If you are using Pimsleur for Russian or Arabic, etc., maybe there are some differences, but whatever I said is strictly for Pimsleur French. So if you are using another resource, if you are learning another language, there might be some differences in it. So just keep that in mind. Alright my lovelies, this was the Pimsleur French review, and see you guys in the next video.